Hello everyone. Welcome to the third part of Would You Still Love Me If I Was a Worm challenge. We are almost done. Next up is KuguInuShiba. Let's get into it, shall we? As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who still watch my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with the uploads, and I hope you will enjoy this one. The challenge was a great way to bring some much needed lightheartedness into their flat, in Inuoka's humble opinion. It got livelier once Kuguri was released from the hospital to recover at home, sure, but the tension and worries about Kuguri's health still hung in the air. And Kuguri also spoke less than usual, which already wasn't much. He almost didn't smile, barely ate what they prepared for him, and spent most of the time in bedroom resting. Concerned didn't even begin to describe their feelings about the whole situation, but the only thing they could do was wait and hope for the best. Maybe when Kuguri got better, things would also improve. Although Inuoka had an unpleasant feeling, it might not be that simple. Hence why he wanted to try his luck with the challenge. It was simple, silly, and with a potential to bring them to different thoughts. What else was there to want? Now just let's hope it's not going to backfire. He carefully put his bag down and snuck around the flat, hoping to find one of his boyfriends alone somewhere. The kids are starting to rub off on you, huh? He jumped when the amused voice sounded behind him, and then gave Shiba a sheepish smile, rubbing the back of his neck. You mean the sneaking? Yeah, what's that about? I don't know, force of habit, I guess. Shibayama rolled his eyes, but there was nothing annoyed in his posture or face, and Inuoka could swear he saw a smile tugging in the corner of his mouth when he turned away, which he counted as a small victory. If his silly habits were enough to lure a smile back on his boyfriend's face, he couldn't really go wrong with a silly challenge. Do you have anything urgent to do right now? Just starting on dinner, but I wouldn't call that urgent. Why? Inuoka followed him into the kitchen, wrapping around him like an octopus despite his stuttery protests. I have a question for you. Yeah, great, and that's why you have to restrict my movement? Let me go, you giant dick! Ew, how could you compare me to a dick? You cling just as much and it's annoying. He lightly smacked Inuoka's head and pushed him away before gently stabbing his finger into his side. What's the question? Would you still love me if I was a worm? Shibayama stared at him for a beat before his eyebrow showed up. So we went from ticks to worms, huh? He crossed his arms over his chest and leaned against the counters, which definitely shouldn't be as attractive as he made it look to be. What did you come up with this time? Nothing, it's just a rhetorical question. You know that means you don't expect an answer, right? Well, I do want an answer. Then that's a hypothetical question. Just answer. Letting out a deep sigh, Shibayama pushed himself away from the counter and gently tugged on Inuoka's collar to make him bend down, leaving a kiss on his lips. Unable to resist, Inuoka returned the kiss with a bit more vigor behind it, sneaking his arms around Shibayama's waist to keep him from pulling away. He missed this so much. With everything going on, they didn't get much time to spend just the two of them, if any. He didn't blame Kuguri for it, of course not. but he had to treasure the moment when it appeared. I love the human you. A worm would be kinda difficult, don't you think? Who would hug me? Now? Well, yeah, but that's different. He wrapped his arms around Inuoka's neck. A strange emotion Inuoka didn't have a name for settled in his eyes. Your affection is unique, and as much as I love Naol too, it's not the same. I see. He decided to risk getting his shins kicked and straightened up, taking Shiba with him and picking him up from the floor. Much to his surprise, Shiba went along without a word of protest, and even snuggled closer, just like he used to when it was still only the two of them in the relationship. How long ago it felt now. What I'm trying to say is, don't turn into a worm, okay? We need you as a human here. Okay. He secured Shibama in his arms, enjoying the closeness, and just prayed Kuguri was asleep and didn't hear them talk. One, it would ruin the challenge for him, and two, there was a chance he could misunderstand what Shibama meant. If that happened, given Kuguri's tendency to overthink, there would be no stopping the downright spiral. His worries fortunately didn't seem to fulfill, as he found Kuguri sleeping peacefully in their bed, looking just as adorable as always, and more importantly, he wasn't feverish and hallucinating anymore. That was the only thing that mattered. It meant he had to wait with the challenge, but he was ready to sacrifice that if it meant Kuguri had a healthy rest. Luck was on his side the next morning, when he woke up to a note on Shibama's pillow that he was off for an early practice, and much to his happiness, also Kuguri snuggled in his arms. He's so cute and he doesn't even know it. He shifted slightly to kiss Kuguri's forehead, barely able to hold back the tiny squeal threatening to escape his mouth. So cute. His cuteness aggression settled a little when Kuguri stirred in his arms, and then the brightest blue eyes looked up at him, clouded with sleep but otherwise clear and conscious. It's morning already? Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't want to wake you up. You are just so adorable I couldn't help myself. He could swear he saw Kuguri's cheeks color pink before he hid his face from him and grinned, enjoying the moment of peace to the fullest. Seems like Yuki left us today, so what do you say we make something nice for breakfast? That's a good idea. But you'll have to answer me a question first. Kuguri paused before he looked up again, visibly confused. A question? Yeah, it's simple, no worries. Would you still love me if I was a worm? Kuguri froze, panic flashing in his eyes before he pulled away as if he expected pain or punishment, the sight breaking Inuoka's heart all over again. Is it a test question, or? No, nothing like that. It's just for fun. I mean, I can't really turn into a worm anyway, so you don't have to think about it too hard. He risked tugging on Kuguri's hand, trying to lead him back into a hug. When it didn't seem to work, he sat up too and squeezed Kuguri's hands in both of his in hopes that could do the trick. I'm not testing you, I swear. It's just a silly trend, nothing more. Oh. Using the opportunity, Inuoka shifted to sit closer and hugged Kuguri again, leading his head to rest against his shoulder. But I hope you would at least give me some nice chair to live in. Of course. The most spacious one with a lot of humidity and leaves to feed on. Sounds like a vacation. He kissed the top of Kuguri's head, glad to feel him relaxed against him. He couldn't help but wonder if one of his exes tried a similar trend on him and then punished him for giving the wrong answer. But asking that right now would only lead to more pain for Kuguri's already fragile heart. And so he kept quiet and just petted Kuguri's hair, humming quietly as he gently rocked them back and forth until he was absolutely sure Kuguri was feeling better. Only then he pulled away, just enough to capture Kuguri's lips for a kiss or two, and then he motioned to the door. Let's make some breakfast, I don't know about you, but I'm starving. Sounds good. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. So, one more part of this challenge, and I really did enjoy writing this one, as I said in the past. And I'm looking forward to writing another. And I think I will go for something more angsty this time. If you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time.